Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Howard Lee here again with another video. Hopefully it's going to be a quick one about a question that keeps lingering. And this is about UPC barcodes. Do we buy from GS1 directly or from cheaper barcode resellers? Again, disclaimer I just want to put out there to pardon the rough edges around these videos. I tried to get a couple other pieces of equipment set up, but they haven't arrived yet. I actually did get a microphone, but I bought it as an Amazon warehouse deal, and I don't think it's working properly. So anyway, if the audio is not clear, sorry about that. Well, let's just dive right into this topic for this video. Okay, so more than 2 years ago, Amazon has stated that they required UPC barcodes to be GS1 compliant. Now I could stop the video right there. And that should be the answer to whether or not you should buy from GS1 or not. Okay, but I'm going to keep going into it because folks are still asking this question today. And despite Amazon explicitly stating that they want to see UPC barcodes be GS1 compliant, other folks are still responding to other sellers who are confused about this, that it's okay to buy UPC barcodes from barcode sellers that sell it very cheaply. Okay. Now, I myself, in these last 2 years, I've lost count the number of times I've responded to this question in a variety of Amazon seller forums. So, what I'm going to now do is show you guys a URL, and this is the URL. Okay, which, if you punch it in, it'll lead you to, well, it really leads to this page down here, which is one of the shorter FAQ style pages you see when you search for information in Seller Central. And it simply says this. Well, I'm not going to repeat it, but the spirit of this message basically says that Amazon checks the authenticity. Okay, I guess I'm going to start reading it a little bit. They're going to verify the authenticity of product UPCs by checking the GS1 database. I'm going to go into that a little bit later. Okay, so yet another full stop. So those are 2 points. That's really 1 point. So my earlier point was basically paraphrasing this page here. And then there's all these other things too about barcodes and GTINs. But one thing I want to call out is that the GTIN, okay, is if we go here, it stands for Global Trade Item Number. It's required for product page creation and matching varies by category, although UPCs are most commonly used. Okay, so we'll get into that a little more later. Now, the first question that should be considered is for US sellers, do you need UPC barcodes? Now, if you already have an omni-channel sales strategy, or if you're going to absolutely incorporate one in the future, then feel free to skip the rest of the video because you already know what your product coding strategy is going to be now in the future. So hint is, if you're omnichannel, if you're already omnichannel, especially if you've done it for 10, 15 years, you probably already have a properly registered GS1 account where you obtain batches of your GS1 compliant UPC barcode. Okay, so for everybody else, for US private labelers, do you need UPC barcodes to sell on Amazon? The answer actually may very well be no. Okay, so previously for private labelers, one of the main ways to associate your listing with your Amazon brand registry application was to inform Amazon that your unique product identifier would be based on UPC barcodes. Now, this is going back to this little blurb right here about requirements for product UPCs and GTINs. All right, well, there is a way to get around it, and it's to basically file a GTIN exemption. And to get this process started, what you do is you go into Seller Central, go into the search bar, and you search for GTIN exemption form. Okay, GTIN exemption is allowed in a wide variety of product categories, especially the ones that are popular amongst private labelers. Okay, so definitely check your category to see if that category allows GTIN exemption. Complete the form. It's very straightforward. It's a one-pager. It's easy to do, and then upload it to Amazon for approval, which usually takes, I've seen it take as quick as 4 hours, and the slowest I've seen it take is maybe 48 hours. So then moving forward, your Amazon unique product identifier would not be the UPC barcode, but instead be the ASIN value that's automatically generated by Amazon when you create new listings as you move forward. Okay, so once again, in plain English, if you file a GTIN exemption form, you don't need GS1 UPC barcodes. You don't need barcodes at all. You could simply just create your listing on Amazon, and Amazon will issue an ASIN value, and then moving forward, that ASIN value is what will link that listing to your brand registry application. Okay, so why do people still respond saying that they respond to questions about GS1 or not GS1 for UPC barcodes and saying it's still okay? It's because there's people out there that to this day are still buying barcodes from resellers, and they find out that they're able to launch their products, they're able to create new listings, and there's no repercussions from that. Okay, well, let me explain why. And the reason why, I guess I'll take a step back, is that, well, it's commonly known that Amazon performs batched sweeps across accounts and listings for a variety of reasons. So one of them, for example, is non-compliant main images. Another one is category changes. Another reason is review removals. If they see that your review velocity is a little unusual, especially unusually high, then Amazon may put a stop to future shoppers leaving reviews on your specific listings, or they may actually start removing reviews that they deem fake. Now, this is all based on algorithms as well as collaboration with teams at Amazon. Okay, but they do it in batch sweeps, and they do this, so that's why you see some accounts and some listings where corrective action is happening for violating the seller policy and guidelines, but for other listings you don't see anything happen. So this, and I'm speaking from personal experience too. I feel like some of our accounts have suffered a fate relative to Job in the Bible, where our accounts are always getting hit, whereas we see competitors getting away with things. Okay, so Amazon performs batch sweeps to take corrective action and to also supplement things on Amazon. So even as far as the formatting of product listing pages and product detail pages, you can see how Amazon rolls changes out, but they may not roll it all at once category wide, and they usually may roll things out across a batch of listings at a time until all listings have the updated formats. Okay, so similarly, Amazon performs batch sweeps for compliant UPC barcodes. Now, just to review once more, what is a compliant UPC barcode? It's a barcode purchased from GS1 with your company or brand associated with it. Okay, so going back to this little snippet from the Amazon FAQ, just to paraphrase once again, Amazon matches your barcode's company prefix with the entry in the GS1's database. If there's no match, you're going to receive a warning from Amazon, which basically says that you're going to have to be compliant. You're going to have to obtain a GS1 barcode. So you're basically back to square one anyway, with having to fork up money and go through what's considered the hassle to get GS1 barcodes. So if your private label strategy and outlook on Amazon is long term, then the question is begged: why even bother going with resellers for UPC barcodes? You would want to consider the investment. You would want to consider the cost of buying UPC barcodes properly from GS1 and incorporate that as part of your business costs to account for. Okay, so that's it for today. If you have any comments and concerns, feel free to leave them. Hopefully I'm going to upload this video somewhere that allows for you to leave feedback. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully that will be soon. All right, have a good day.